Mordecai said so, and he wouldn't steer her wrong.
So Jedediah and Mordecai, Granny, and Jethro carried out all of Esther May's instructions. All the Jews in Shushan Hills fasted and prayed for her. On the third day, Esther May put on her finest royal robes and stood in the inner court of the palace in front of the king's hall.
Your Majesty, my husband, if you're pleased with me, if you truly love me, come today to a banquet I have prepared for you and bring Haman Drysdale with you.
A banquet? Why? Really? Well, I'd love to come. I'll contact Haman at the bank. I know that he'll want to come too.
So the king and Haman Drysdale went to Esther May had prepared.
Pitiful, pitiful.
Okay, Esther May.
Brandon's getting old, she's supposed to be looking at me.
Esther May, we're here. Now, how can I please you? I'll give you half the kingdom if you wish. Just name it. It's yours.
That's not what I desire. If you really love me, if I have your favor, come again tomorrow, along with Haman. To another banquet I will prepare for you. Then I will answer your question.
Haman Drysdale went out that day, happy and in high spirits. He returned to the bank where Zeresh was waiting for him, along with Sonny. Haman boasted to them about his vast wealth. He spoke of his many sons. He had 10 of them, remember? And all the ways the king had honored him and how he had elevated him above the other nobles and the princes in Persia Media. Finally, he turned to Zeresh and said,
Okay, my little round top. If you're going to keep up with me as I move further and further into the king's good graces, you're going to have to spruce up a little bit. You're getting a little old, my dear.
Oh, I told you, I'm on the sunny side of 25.
Oh, yeah.
I think you look beautiful, Rosie.
I thought you said you were a young girl.
Well, you better give it back before you stretch it out anymore.
Hey, you took me for better or worse when we got married.
Yeah, and I keep reminding myself of that. I just didn't know that worse would get this bad.
Well, tell me exactly what happened today, Haman.
Like the Jews would quit booing me, so I can do this. I'm not sure what's up with that servant of Queen Esther May's.
Which one?
That feisty old woman guy. You know, the one named Nancy Moshe? Everyone calls her Granny.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, Granny shot at me as I was leaving the banquet. Look at this hole in my hat.
No, she shot at your hat. I know which one she is. If she shot at you, there'd be a hole in you instead of your hat.
Forget about Granny. I don't want to hear about her. I want to hear about King Ahasuerus and Queen Esther May. Was it a fancy party? Was the food really good?
It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. The food was magnificent. And the wine, was to die for. I was the only person Queen Esther May invited to accompany the king to the banquet she gave, and she's invited me along with the king again tomorrow. All this gives me no satisfaction, however, as long as I see that Jew, Jedediah Mordecai, refusing to bow to me.
Then just get rid of him. Have a gathering. And in the morning, ask the king to have Jedediah Mordecai hanged on it. Then go with the king to the dinner at Queen Esther May's and be happy.
This suggestion delighted Haman Drysdale. And he had the gallows built right outside of his own house.
Doug, isn't this your usual yearly job? Weren't you the gallows last year?
That night, the king could not sleep, so he ordered the book of the chronicles of his reign in Persia Media to be brought to him.
Here it is, sir.
The king found recorded how Jedediah Mordecai had exposed the two cooks who had conspired to assassinate him.
I forgot all about that, Ravenswood. What honor and recognition has Jedediah Mordecai received for saving my life and bringing this matter to my attention?
Nothing has been done for him, sire.
Shortly after that, Haman Drysdale entered the room.
Haman. Haman. What should I do for a man that I wish to honor?
Surely he must be talking about me. Who else could it be? Let's see. Oh, Your Majesty, King, if there is someone you want to honor, then you should bring a royal robe that the king himself has worn and a horse that the king has ridden. One with a royal crest placed on his head. Then let Ravenswood robe the man that you desire to honor, and you lead him on the horse through the city streets, proclaiming what this man has done and how the king delights to honor him.
Great idea, Haman. But not a horse. Not a horse. We need to use the truck that Queen Esther May rode in when she came to Shushan Hills. What an honor that will be. Go at once, Haman.
A truck, Your Majesty?
Get the truck and do just as you have suggested for Jedediah Mordecai. And here, take this robe too.
Your Majesty, surely not. He's a Jew, Your Majesty. Does anyone in this room other than me realize that I will never live this down for as long as I live?
So Haman Drysdale robed Jedediah Mordecai
it away. Told you I'd get out of that and put that back in.
Be at the time.
No problem. A proper vote for all of them.
And drove him through the city streets, proclaiming,
Told your horse was better.
No horse is better than the car.
Well, at least I don't have to steer the thing.
Gallows out by your house, eh?
I wonder.
he proclaimed, "This is what is done for the man the king desires to honor."
Oh, Mumsy, I don't think this is what Dad had in mind.
I'm lost.
Solomon. Haman's often time had come, he had waited for since birth. The world and all of Shushan Hills would finally see his work. Invited to a party for the king and Esther May. What Haman didn't realize was Judgment Day.
Oh no.
The next day, the king and Haman went to dine with Queen Esther May. This time in the king's chambers.
Yeah, I get it.
We're here, Esther May, and I so value and appreciate your kindness and your gentle nature. Now, what is your petition? I will give you anything. What is your request?
If I